But let's get into some more of the heavier things, right? Like this. I don't know if you ever heard of this person. Let me just pull it up first and get it ready. But apparently, this person is running for president. I've never heard of him.
They're running for president of the United States.
Yeah, some Indian dude that's coming out of nowhere being interviewed by Tucker Carlson, who's running for president, and the things that he's saying.
Oh, I don't know. I think I know who you're talking about. The dude used to be like a CEO of a tech company or something, and he using Martin Luther King talking points and all that. Is that
using Martin Luther? I didn't know he was using Martin Luther King talking points.
Man, I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, if he using Martin Luther King talking points,
I
definitely got to talk. I definitely got to talk about him on the main channel. That's what he's doing.
I think he made like a little 5-minute video. You could probably find it on Twitter. And he was using Martin Luther King and all this to quote unquote debunk systemic racism and systemic white supremacy. If it's the guy that I'm thinking of,
it sounds about right based on what he was talking about. Here, let me pull him up for you. It's probably the same guy. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Give us the bullet points of what you're.
Hey, pause it real quick.
Is that him?
That for one, that's him. And I just wanted to let you know that before you pressed start, rewind it back a little bit.
Okay.
Right here. This part right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best that I've ever heard Tucker Carlson sound. All right, go ahead.
Quiet.
Right.
Give us the bullet points of what you're going to tell audiences as you embark from here on this campaign.
I think we need to put merit back into America in every sphere of our lives. I mean, merit who gets into this country. Let's start with that, okay? I think more people like my parents can be a good thing for this country. But people whose first act of entering this country as a law-breaking one, we should say a hard no to that. Not just who gets in, but also who gets ahead.
So for starters, he wants like more immigration. He wants to bring more of his people into the country. Right. So like I'm assuming he's running on like some sort of Republican ticket or whatever. And like I think one of the like big misconceptions is that people think that Republicans are like overall just against immigration. And they're really not. They're not. You know what I mean? They're not like just brought up. You got some, like you could say in Congress, or some that as far as like regular people are concerned, they're hardcore against like, you know, all this like huge wave of immigration and stuff like that. Right. And he's making it seem like he's against, you know, immigration, saying we can't let people come in here illegally. But, you know, as far as having a wave of his people coming in, like he's all for it, because he's letting you know off bat, I think we need more people like my parents coming in here. You know what I mean? Coming into the country. He didn't say, I think that we need more people to conduct themselves with the kind of dignity that my parents once did. You get what I'm saying? He's talking about we need to bring in more of my kind of people into the country. You know, the Kamala Harris type. If I'm not mistaken, this is an Indian man. You know what I mean? So like they're looking to open the floodgates to more Indian folk coming in. And I remember last election, that was a big kind of talking point too. Or it wasn't a talking point, but it was something that was kind of silently spoken on and was done, where they were amping up, I believe it's the H-1B visas to let more Chinese nationals and more Indian nationals like into the country. You get what I'm saying? So he's probably going to amp that stuff up as well once he's not going to get to office. He doesn't stand a chance. But like that's like his whole thing of what he's trying to do. And this is just like him starting off, like off the bat. He's already talking about, I'm all for immigration as long as it's people like my parents coming in, you know?
Can somebody go get either Kamala Harris or Nikki Haley so we can get the proper pronunciation of his name?
Mm-hmm. Isn't Nikki Haley? Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, because you know they know how to pronounce it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Vivek Ramaswamy?
Mm-hmm.
What? Swami?
Ramaswamy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's him. While this is playing, I'm gonna try to find that MLK video.
Okay. And it's funny, I'm very interested to watch the MLK video now too, because listen to what he's gonna say next.
Decimating affirmative action. It has been a national cancer. One of my top priorities will be to end affirmative action in every sphere of American life.
He said affirmative action is like one of the greatest cancers in America, and one of his top priorities is to end affirmative action. So, you know, shout out to the to Dr. Claude Anderson, you know, because like the great prophecy of Dr. Claude Anderson, he told you all this was going to happen, and it's here now. You got mad immigrants coming into the country, and now you got to fight against all of them. You got to fight them back now. You got immigrants like him that are coming into the country, and the first thing on their mind is, I'm about to run for office and get rid of programs that help you. Now, we all know affirmative action largely helps white women, but that's besides the point, right? Because in the minds of like everybody else, this is some sort of a reparations things for black people, which it wasn't, and it isn't. You get what I'm saying? But in his mind, his whole thing is, I want to become president so I can take away things that I perceive help you. You know what I'm saying? Like his whole mindset is, I want to come in and be against you. You know what I mean? So
well, that's
these
the
volumes.
Yeah, that's the pillars of what the United States is founded on. You see the reason why he got on Fox News just that easy. So what people perceive is something that could possibly be beneficial for black people, which we know is not anyway. But this is how remedial and how unintelligent a lot of these non-black people are, is that they think they understand the cogs of the American machine. He's saying this to appease the ignorant people that watch Tucker Carlson, and while he knows who the affirmative action actually helps, and actually he knows that probably, you know, as far as education wise, the women who he's talking about, who he wants people to come over from his country that are like his parents, they're more competitive intellectually than the women who benefit the most from affirmative action, which is, you know, we know who that is. You know what I'm saying? So these people are so silly in their brain, they're not even understanding that this dude is on here on Tucker Carlson on their platform, basically talking about taking away programs that benefit them and their daughters the most. You know what I'm saying? But that's how crazy these people are. If it sounds good, then it's good. If I want it to be real, I'm gonna believe it's real. I'll cut my own throat just to make it seem like we're doing something backhanded to black people. I mean, that is how insane these people are. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's not just meritocracy and who gets ahead.
Ending affirmative action.
Yes.
I mean, our whole government is based on that idea.
Well, the funny thing, Tucker, is this would be an easy thing for president to do. Lyndon Johnson issued an executive order that requires anyone who does business with the U.S. government, that covers over 20% of the U.S. workforce, to adopt race-based quota systems. Any Republican president since Lyndon Johnson could have taken a pen and crossed that out. We haven't done it yet. I think that's the kind of courage we're going to need to muster.
They haven't done it yet because they understand that it largely benefits white women. That's why they haven't done it yet.
Here goes my question. Where was this guy when there was race-based quotas that were affecting black people negatively? Where were any of these people when there were race-based quotas that were affecting black people in a negative way, like Jim Crow, redlining, all of that stuff? I don't understand why all these immigrants pop up and say this kind of craziness right now when they're literally utilizing the policies that black people created in order to be able to sustain here. Like, I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
To go after these sacred cows, from woke religion in the form of affirmative action to this new climate religion, which is completely shackling the American economy and culture. We need to take the most sacred cows of these alternative secular religions, and I'm sorry to say this, take them to the slaughterhouse, because that's what it's going to take for this national revival, where we stop apologizing for what it means to be American.
There you go, right there. That part right there. That's that dog whistle right there. Like, it's like, hey, cross burners.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop apologizing for what it means to be American, meaning anti-black, meaning racist. You know?
Right. This is
white first. You know what I mean? Like that's what that is, you know?
So the thing is, right? Like, this is America. Remember when we used to talk about the post-supremacy era?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is it right here. This is your whitewashed Bollywood flunky. You know what I'm saying? So now the thing is that the question is, are people going to tap dance and eyeball buck and say, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is benign neglect, or are people going to become more competitive and actually do something to the point to where we can start punishing these people and locking them out? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to come and immigrate somewhere, that's cool, but we've taken over the city council, so we're going to jack up that rent. We're going to make it impossible for you to buy a business here. If you do buy a business here, everybody in the neighborhood is going to know to not patron your company. Like, are people going to do that, or are we just going to continue to see YouTube content, people complaining about it, people still voting Democrat at a 98% or 96% level? The thing is that in order for these things to stop, like, if you don't want somebody like this to be on Tucker Carlson, or you don't want them to be on Newsmax, we have to do that ourselves. And the thing is that people need to make a choice and make a decision. Is this what we're going to do? Or is it more comfortable and easy for us to just say, well, you know, this guy became president and he's not doing anything for us. Clearly, he's not going to do anything for us. Like, if you've listened to him in the last 5 minutes, like, if this dude wins
not
the
even
presidency,
the last 5 minutes, in the last minute and 20, the first minute and 23 seconds.
Right, in the last 10 minutes and 20, in the last minute and 23 seconds. So if this dude wins the presidency, literally nobody should, like, this is all we need. Literally nobody should make a YouTube video about him, because we already know what time he's on. If somebody makes a Vivek Ramaswamy, whatever his last name is he did this for Asian people but didn't do this for black people, I'm not watching your video, because I've seen this already a couple years before.
He said Vivek Ramaswamy.
Right, you know what I'm saying? If Mr. Ramen Noodles here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mr. Mama said Mama Sama Makusa, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see the videos with him, you know, like, oh, you know, here goes me and Kamala Harris with Southeast Asian unity, and here goes another video with me and Nikki Haley, you know, like, did you know Nikki Haley's parents came from the same place as my parents came from? Oh, he's not doing anything, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're getting politically locked out. Yeah.
He told you that he was gonna do it. Like,
He told you he was about to do it.
Off rip, he's telling you, I'm locking y'all out. Off rip. He just told you off rip. He just told you, I'm bringing in more of my people, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to lock y'all out. He literally is just telling you that. He literally.
And not only am I bringing in my people, I'm bringing in the light-skinned, bleach-faced upper caste that doesn't like darker Asians and definitely doesn't like black people.
Facts. Let's see what else he got to say. We're not gonna listen to the whole 4 minutes, but let's see what else he was talking about.
Putting America first. But in order to put America first, we have to first rediscover what America is. And to me, those are these basic rules of the road that set this nation into motion, from meritocracy to free speech to self-governance over aristocracy. People who we elect, actually make them run the government rather than this cancerous federal bureaucracy. That's going to be the heart of my message. And I'll tell you this, we don't have an option anymore. Okay, we face these external threats like the rise of China, which I think has got to be our top foreign policy threat that we've got to respond to, not pointless wars somewhere else. That's going to require some sacrifice. It's going to require a...
Okay, I remember from this point on, he's about to just talk about China and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Man, can you just, like, let's just take a moment to appreciate the Asian, you know what I'm saying, coon. I mean, this dude is, I mean, I've never seen an Asian person eyeball buck, but I'm actually witnessing this right now. Like, man, this is bad. I mean, like, he may as well just be like, you know, Tucker, if your pants happen to slip down past your waist, I'll take a face dive. You know, I mean, we can cut to commercial break. Like, I mean, good Lord, man, Jesus, man. You're already here. You're not gonna get deported. You don't have to beg anybody. Like, get up off your knees.
Mm-hmm. Get up off.
Sheesh. Good God. You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
Look,
I think they got backstage, they got the Charlottesville folk back there. And if he don't say the right thing in the interview, Tucker Carlson gonna let the curtain up and they're gonna come out with the tiki torches on his ass. Like, relax, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, he was eye bucking hard for that, for the acceptance, you know, of the of white folks. You know what I mean? And that it's just amazing. Like I said, all that he said a mouthful in 1 minute and 32 seconds. He said a mouthful in terms of who I am, what I'm about, and what I'm gonna do when I get into office.